All right. The question 5, long response 5 on the chapter 5 problems. So A, let's go through this one by one. A, explain why a point on the biological survival constraint is higher, more grain is required when Angela has fewer hours of free time. Well, that's because as she has fewer hours of free time, it means she's working, and the harder she works, the more sustenance she needs. And up here, as she works more and more, has almost zero free time. Well, as she approaches the limits on her sleep, well, there's no amount of extra grain that can help her work. So the amount of grain she would need to get one more minute of work gets more and more and more because now she doesn't have sleep. So anyway, that's why this shape of the biological feasible frontier is the way it is. Let's pick a different color. Why is the biologically feasible set not equal to the economically feasible set? Well, this is basic manipulation of this model. She has Z, whether because her family's carrying her or because there's government benefits. So if she doesn't work in this case, she has Z. So this economically feasible set has to leave Angela better off than she'd be at Z, sitting on the couch with some subsistence level of income. So this is an indifference curve. This is Angela's indifference curve, all the points where she'd be just as happy as getting Z from the government and having 24 hours of free time. So Bruno has to beat that to get Angela interested in working for him. So the economically feasible set is smaller. Remember, the biologically feasible set was relevant when Angela was a slave. Now she's got some power to reject this take it or leave it offer, and Bruno's going to have to make her an offer that's leaves her better off than sitting on the couch. And then finally, if a more nutritious type of grain is developed, well, then Angela could work with any amount of grain. She'd be able to work more, so the biologically feasible set would grow, right? Ever less grain for Angela would allow her to keep working. So that better grain would lead to a expansion of the biologically feasible set.